You're watching the FCS playoffs on ESPN. Round one from brisk Missoula, Montana, as Eddie George brings the Big South Ohio Valley Conference co-champs, the Tennessee State Tigers, into Washington-Grizzly Stadium to take on the number 14 national seed, the Grizz from Montana, who made the FCS championship game last year. A look at the playoff format for the FCS. 24 teams, 10 automatic qualifiers. That means 14 at-larges. The top 8 seeds get automatic buys out of the first round into the second round. And all first and second round games can be seen on ESPN+. And this one, the only one that will be on linear television once the Florida State game is over. You look at the left side of the bracket, the number 1 national seed, the Grizz rivals Montana State. Undefeated, the number 1 national seed, as they have all got their matchups for next weekend on that side. And the last spot available to take on South Dakota State will either go to Tennessee State or Montana in round 2 next weekend, as South Dakota State awaits our winner. Along with Jay Walker and our ESPN crew, Roxy Bernstein with you. It's Missoula, Montana. You can feel it.
Oh, absolutely. The elements are going to be a factor in this game. Something's going to happen due to the weather and the fact that the temperature is cold now. It's only going to get colder.
You played in environments like this, Jay. What's it like here for the postseason?
When you come in from a conference that does not have a lot of experience in making it to postseason, having success, the first thing you have to do is realize it's a football field. Block out the elements. Don't let the crowd distractions get to you. Go out there and realize you're in the postseason for a reason. Make it count, block out the noise, and play football.
Well, a guy that's been in a lot of big games, the head coach of Tennessee State, the reigning Big South and Ohio Valley Conference Coach of the Year, the former Heisman Trophy winner, Eddie George, leading Tennessee State into the postseason for the first time since 1999.
And the job that Coach George has done at Tennessee State is remarkable. He's no longer Eddie George, the Heisman football player, the trophy winner. He's Eddie George, the coach, the leader of young men. The team comes in here with an opportunity to win, and I think if they have success, it's because of his background experience, being a professional football player, paying attention to detail. There's a reason why Tennessee State comes in here thinking they can pull off the upset.
Here is your star power tonight, Traylon Ellis, the veteran quarterback for Tennessee State, and one of the most versatile running backs in the country, Eli Gilman for Montana, who should go over 1,000 yards tonight.
Ellis has to play within himself. He's one of the best dual threat quarterbacks that you'll see, responsible for almost 3,000 yards of total offense. Eli Gilman, one of the best running backs in FCS football. If he can average 7 yards a carry tonight, it'll be a long day for Tennessee State defensively.
Temperature right around 30 degrees. It'll dip into the 20s as the night progresses. But great energy and an awesome environment for the FCS playoffs. Montana and Tennessee State, and we're underway. And that's Junior Bergen bringing it up the right side for the Grizz. And he leans across the 25-yard line. That's where Montana will go to work offensively. As you take a look at the quarterback for the Grizz. And it's been a rotating door at quarterback this year between Logan Fife, a transfer from Fresno State, and the redshirt freshman from Kaneohe, Hawaii, Keali'i Ayat. And it's Fife who makes the start here for Montana. He's now started 8 of the last 9 games.
And Fife is the pocket passer. You see the size there. He likes to hurt you from the pocket. It's going to be crucial for the offensive line to do a good job with their protection against an aggressive defensive front from Tennessee State.
On first down, the carry, and it's Gilman, who's swallowed up by Cameron Blaylock right up the middle for no gain.
And that's what we need to see early, and Montana understands that too. Normally when a team comes in here, they want to see if they can match the physicality that Montana football is known for. And you see right away, running the football, trying to test this Tiger defense.
And this defense, Jay, they're aggressive. And they get after the quarterback, and they get into the backfield.
Absolutely. They have some star power on that defensive line. We'll see how they match up tonight.
On second down, again, it's Eli Gilman. He's swallowed up and dropped for a loss. Again, it's Blaylock, who began his college career at Memphis, along with Boogie Trotter, the nickelback, coming up, forcing 3rd and long.
And you have to love that if you're head coach Eddie George. Your defensive line is winning the battle, not just one individual effort, but look how many white jerseys are winning their battle behind the line of scrimmage. Great start for Tennessee State defensive front.
Loss of 2, 3rd and 12 for the Grizz at their own 24-yard line. 4 receivers split out, including the tight end Cole Grossman in the slot to the left. Fife in the pocket under pressure. It escapes. Looks to run, and he's brought down from behind. The pursuit from Keandre Booker. And it brings up 4th down, and Montana goes 3 and out.
Great job by the quarterback, Fife, of escaping. But what about the message that Tennessee State is saying? Our defensive line may show up tonight and may be a problem for this Montana offensive line.
And the pressure coming off the edges from Eric George, the son of Eddie George, and Chris Walker. No relation to Jay.
Not related to me, but Eric is definitely Eddie's son, a young man that's got NFL potential.
Ty Morrison will punt for Montana. And the dangerous return man, C.J. Evans for Tennessee State, calls for a fair catch and makes it at the 25-yard line. It's a good start for the Tennessee State defense, getting a 3 and out. And now their offense will go to work with Draylen Ellis, who began his college career at Austin Peay, making his 43rd career start tonight.
Experience counts. And, you know, you've shown me an experience offense with a quarterback that has experience. I can show you a pretty productive unit. And you see that. The fact that he's thrown for 2,700 yards, has rushed for over 250 yards, lets you know that he's the guy that makes this offense go. Clearly the best offensive weapon for Tennessee State.
C.J. Evans is the running back.
It's been quiet now. All of a sudden the crowd gets into it. It's postseason football.
And here is Evans. And he is grabbed by Hank Noose, the defensive tackle. And it's a pickup of 2 on the 1st down carry for Evans.
And we talked in the open about blocking out the noise. I didn't know they were going to hear the noise this early in the game. When they had the ball, it was quiet. The moment Tennessee State gets the ball, here comes the crowd.
They have to stay warm.
Yes.
2nd and 8 for Tennessee State. In motion goes the tight end, Jared Bullock. On the rollout, throwing it deep down the sideline, and nobody there. And it's incomplete from Draylen Ellis, a miscommunication. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for the Tigers.
And one of the things Ellis has to realize, that is not a bad play. Great defense by Montana, sniffing out the play, rerouting the wide receivers, throwing the ball away for an incompletion. It's not a bad play. In a hostile environment, you want to maintain possession of the football and eliminate the turnover.
Jordan Gant now in at running back for Tennessee State. Draylen Ellis under pressure, sacked back inside the 20. Hank Noose, the first man there with Riley Wilson, the linebacker, the transfer from the University of Hawaii.
Just as we talked about the Tennessee State defensive line making an impact, well, the Grizzly D-line get there by committee. They run a little twist up front, and they don't pass it off well. Great job of absorbing a double team, freeing up Riley Wilson, number 42, to be disruptive in the backfield.
Mark Shanuda on to punt for Tennessee State. And the return man, Junior Bergen, standing at the Montana 40. So both teams go 3 and out on their first offensive possession. And a ball right near midfield, and a fair catch made on the Grizzly logo at the 50 will give good field position to Montana here for their second drive, as we're just over 3.5 minutes in. In a game like tonight, once you're in the postseason, the calendar flips. Jay, does it take you a little while to settle in?
Absolutely. I mean, you've got momentum, and the unknown is what you worry about the most, because it's not a conference opponent. It's somebody that you've heard about, but you really don't know that much about. How strong are they? How fast are they?
Stevie Rocker Jr. is the running back from just shy of midfield. Logan Fife fires to the outside, and it is caught. Sawyer Racanelli with the catch, and he was in lockstep with Jalen McClendon, the corner for Tennessee State, and that's a pickup of 23.
And that was great coverage, but a better catch on the outside, thrown to the back shoulder.
And Montana quickly on the ball. It's Rocker who's swallowed up. And that's a loss of 1 for the Arizona transfer. Again, it's Cameron Blaylock along with Ahmad Nelson, the leading tackler on this Tennessee State defense.
And now I'm curious to see how this Tennessee State defense reacts. Their defensive coordinator, Brandon Fisher, kind of let us know what to expect. Montana wants to get the explosive play and control momentum. Well, they just got an explosive play. Can you settle down and make it one play at a time and not that lead to opening up the floodgates?
2nd and 11 for the Grizz at the Tennessee State 29. Sawyer Racanelli goes in motion. Fife complete. And inside the 25 with a catch, it's Keelan White. Fondren Hollis the third in coverage, and it's 3rd down.
Something a little uncharacteristic for Montana, relying on the pass a little bit more because the defensive line for Tennessee State established that they are stout and they can control the line of scrimmage. So they're putting a lot of trust in the right arm of quarterback Logan Fife. This
is an offense that runs for over 200 yards per game. Empty backfield for Fife on 3rd and 4. Fife in the pocket, now on the move. And Fife fires toward the sideline, trying to get it to Sawyer Racanelli. And Jalen McClendon breaking on it, breaks up the pass, the Buck Buchanan finalist, and it's 4th down.
I think it's definite field goal time if you're Montana. In the postseason, I'm a big believer of any time you get an opportunity to put points on the board, you take the points on the board, particularly if it gives you an opportunity to play from the lead.
This will be a 39-yard field goal try for Ty Morrison, trying to give Montana the initial lead of this FCS playoff game. Good snap, kick, plenty of leg, and it is good, and Montana on the board. Take advantage of the short field after the punt right near midfield. And Ty Morrison knocks it through, and a 3-0 lead for the Grizz.
And that's a good job. That's a well-seasoned team that's used to postseason play. After the 3-and-out on offense, they won the battle of field position, gave the ball back to their offense with good starting position, and they were able to capitalize and put points on the board for the early lead for Montana.
So it's interesting, Jay, and you pointed this out, that Montana is really a run-reliant offense. Yet, with the domination so far by the Tennessee State defensive line against the run, it forced them to open it up there on that drive.
Yeah, it's something they're not used to doing. And as a defense, if you can make the offense go to their secondary offensive attack, their secondary weapons, you have a chance. So I want to see how it plays out in this game. We know that Montana wants to run the ball. They have to get the ball to Eli Gilman. But a pretty good job coming up with the explosive play on the pass downfield to get him in field goal range.
And if you're Eddie George, Montana took it over right around midfield, and you held them to a field goal. That has to be somewhat of a positive, even though you gave up points.
I mean, take away the one pass, and then they dominated. So he's got to be pleased right now. You're down 3-0 after 2 possessions. His offense hasn't got it going yet. And that's what you do. You reaffirm them. Hey, you've seen what they can do. Now, the key thing about it, we know Montana's going to have a couple trick plays up their sleeve, the element of surprise. But right now, if you're Tennessee State, you have to be pleased to say, you know what? The physicality that we heard about from Montana, we think we can match it defensively. The offense has to show that they can do something as well.
So Tennessee State in the postseason for the first time since 2013. And their first conference title since 1999. They finished in a 4-way tie. And for Eddie George, the coach of the year in the Big South Ohio Valley Conference.
Let me give a shout out. 1999 team, they were ranked in the top 10 in the country, led by L.C. Cole. They call them the Cole brothers. And they haven't had much to smile about down there since Eddie George came to town.
Grant Glasgow, the transfer from Kansas, will kick it off here for Montana after the field goal from Morrison. This is a short kickoff, angled, and taking it out of bounds. And Tennessee State will have it just shy of their 30-yard line. Welcome those of you just joining us to Missoula, Montana, where it's a balmy 30 degrees for this FCS playoff game. The number 14 national seed Montana taking on Tennessee State, the champions of the Big South Ohio Valley Conference, along with Jay Walker and our ESPN crew. Roxy Bernstein with you. Ty Morrison, a 39-yard field goal, giving Montana the early lead. But so far, we're seeing a physical matchup in the trenches.
I think the number one thing you want to see is how's your team going to block out the elements, and Tennessee State defensively has done a good job doing that. And now the offense is seeming like they're finding life as well.
Running room for Jaden McGill. And McGill out to the 45-yard line, a gain of 21 yards. And that's a first down for Tennessee State.
And that was a huge hole by the offensive line. Look at the seal block on the edge by the tight end, number 17, Gerard Bullock. And the rest was great recognition by McGill.
There are the offensive numbers on the ground this year for Tennessee State. Not necessarily a great running team. Ellis completing 60% of his passes for 22 touchdowns this year. And on first down, again, it's Jaden McGill. And he picks up a couple before he runs into a gang of Grizz.
One of the keys will be winning on first down. You cannot afford negative plays in the postseason on first down, and you want to try and win that battle. What do I mean by that? Gaining at least 3 yards on first down to stay ahead of the chains.
2nd and 8, just shy of midfield for Tennessee State. Draylon Ellis, the transfer from Austin Peay. 43rd career start, trouble with the snap, and he slides inside the 35 on top of the football, and that was dangerous for the Tigers.
Absolutely. The saying is turnovers and negative plays are maximized in terms of exploitation in the postseason. And here, this is just a snap where the quarterback wasn't ready for the ball. And after a great first play to start this drive, now they're moving backwards to find themselves in the danger zone.
Miscommunication between Ellis and his center, Blake Gametz. Loss of 15 to bring up 3rd and 23. And Montana pinning their ears back here. And they'll run it with C.J. Evans. Tries to cut it back, breaks a tackle, and pushes his way out near the 40, but not nearly close enough to a first down, a gain of 7. Now the punting unit and Mark Shenadua heading out to punt it away.
And that's the right play call. That's the playoff play call that you have to make there. Pick up as many yards as you can, allow your special teams to help you out, and try and control the battle of field position.
Junior Bergen back to return for Montana, standing inside his 25. Shenadua with the punt and a wobbler. And Bergen lets it bounce. It takes a Tennessee bounce inside the 20, and it trickles out of bounds. Montana gets the ball back to number 14 national seed, the Grizz, up 3-0 on Tennessee State. Well, Montana, their postseason success, they made the championship game last year. The most FCS playoff appearances, it's the Montana Grizzlies. This is their 28th, and 8 times they've appeared in the FCS championship game. They've won 2 titles here in Missoula. 4 straight seasons Montana is in the FCS playoffs, and they are 35-7 at home in their history in the postseason. And on first down, and the give in the front, Kieran Smith swallows up Eli Gilman, and not much running room again for Montana.
But you still have to continue to feed your featured running back, Eli Gilman, the football. You got to loosen up this Tennessee State defense. Have to keep running at him. I know at times it appears you're running into a brick wall, but sooner or later, a running back like Gilman can find a crease and do some damage. 5
carries, 4 yards so far for an offense that runs for over 200 per game. 2nd and 10. Logan Fife, and he fires over the middle. It's caught, and just shy of a first down to Cole Grossman. And just his 2nd catch of the season. And it is enough for a first down. Forward progress gets him the first down.
Yeah, that was a big-time throw by Fife. Tight window to complete this pass. Makes a decisive decision. Pretty good coverage by the defensive back, Boogie Trotter, with an even better play by Grossman, the tight end.
First down, Montana. It's 5-2 for 3 so far for 30 yards. And Fife, they'll run it. And bouncing into the outside, Eli Gilman gets toward the sideline. He's pushed into the Montana sideline. Run out by Jalen McClendon of Tennessee State.
First time we got a chance to see Eli Gilman with a little bit of running room, even though it was just minimal yardage gain, but you can see the explosive step. Now, right now, if I'm Montana, they're really hawking down on Gilman. I'm dialing up something exotic. Maybe a play-action pass, maybe a bootleg, maybe one of those trick plays that they're famous for in this situation.
Fife on second down. Again, it's Gilman trying to spin out of a tackle, driving forward. It'll be third down coming up for Montana. It's Gilman's second team All-Big Sky this year. After last year, he was the Big Sky co-freshman offensive player of the year when he ran for almost 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns.
Averages 7 yards a game, and he's second team all-conference. Let you know the toughness and the talented players they have in the Big Sky Conference.
3rd and 3. Logan Fife in the gun. Good protection down the sideline, incomplete, trying to get it to Gilman. And he was well covered on the play, and it's Keandre Booker, who's normally an edge rusher, who leads his Tennessee State team in sacks, but he was the one tracking him out of the backfield.
From that outside linebacker position, if you don't rush and the running back doesn't go to block you, you have to run with him in pass protection. And him knowing his assignment and his keys did not allow Gilman to slip out the backfield uncovered, forcing an incomplete pass.
Second punt for Ty Morrison, who handles the place-kicking duties also for Montana. And this is a beauty. C.J. Evans, a fair catch made. The Tigers have the football, the 3-0 lead in this first round matchup. Montana leading Tennessee State. George has done a phenomenal job since taking over this Tennessee State program. Of course, you know his history as a player, a Heisman Trophy winner. His jersey retired by the Tennessee Titans, 4-time Pro Bowler. And Eddie George, in the College Football Hall of Fame, had 7 1,000-yard seasons in the NFL. And this year, the Big South Ohio Valley Conference Coach of the Year.
And I think he's earned the right to be called Coach Eddie George. After so many years of carrying the title as Heisman Trophy winner Eddie George, to me, that's Coach Eddie George.
The most impressive thing to me, Jay, is he went back to school after retired from the NFL, got his degree from Ohio State, then got his MBA from Northwestern. On first down, and they swing it out to C.J. Evans, trying to cut it back.
Cut.
Evans, and he's tripped up across the 25. Good pursuit for Montana and Caleb Odlewski, the redshirt freshman linebacker.
And those are the plays you have to have. You have to win on first down, gain more than 3 yards. Great individual effort by C.J. Evans, making a couple Grizzly tackers miss and able to pick up a good play on first down.
Jaden McGill now in at running back for the Tigers. Jalal Dean split out. There was movement up front, and it looked like it was Connor Meadows, the right tackle, that moved.
Ball start. Offense. Number 57. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Meadows, the first team all Big Sky Valley Conference selection. The transfer from Tennessee will back up the Tigers 5. An offense for Eddie George tonight that's down a couple of key guys. Bryant Williams not available, who's one of their key receivers on the season. And also Solomon Dunn, a big target, also not available. And that one's knocked down. Ryan Tyrrell off the edge, the Missoula native and leading tackler on this Montana defense, knocked it down to force 3rd and long.
And I think that's a poor decision on calling your own number in the RPO game by Draylon Ellis. He elected to pull the ball instead of running it, threw the ball in between 3 Montana Grizzly defenders. Very fortunate that ball was not intercepted. You have to find a better place to go with the football, particularly when you're going to the single receiver side.
Ellis 1 for 3 so far. 3rd and 11 for Tennessee State. Montana showing blitz. Here they come. Ellis, and it's over the middle. It's complete, dancing his way, and a first down and more. Breaking tackles, Jordan Gant out near midfield, and what a 3rd down conversion for Tennessee State.
Great football play all the way around. Draylon Ellis recognized the blitz was coming, threw a pass as he was retreating off of his back foot. He knows they're coming up the middle, throws it off his back leg, and a great catch by Gant, getting the ball off the turf, knowing he was short of the first down, picking up that yardage and then some.
From midfield, Ellis to the outside, coming back for it. The catch is made. Jalal Dean down near the 40-yard line of Montana. The tackle made by Caleb Odlewski.
And defensive coordinator Roger Cooper's worst nightmare coming into this game was the athleticism of Tennessee State showing up. You saw it on the previous play with Gant. You saw it just now in that completion by Dean. If they can get the ball to their athletes in the open space, becomes a tremendous challenge for Montana.
Tevin Carter, the transfer from Memphis, now in a quarterback. The 6'3", 220 sophomore. Jalen Rouse, the running back. As Dean goes in motion, and keeping it is the quarterback Carter, and he's stacked up right near the 40. It should have enough to move the sticks for the Tigers. In every game they go into it, Travis Partridge, the offensive coordinator for Tennessee State, they have a specific package for Carter.
Absolutely. Keep the defense guessing. Short yardage run situation. Obviously, Draylon Ellis could have rushed for that 1 yard, but he wanted to get Carter into the game to get a feel for the environment.
From the Grizz 40-yard line, approaching 2:10 to go in this opening quarter. Karate Brinson goes in motion, and they'll run it. Skipping his way to the outside and toward the sideline and rustled out of bounds. C.J. Evans running for a first down. The corner, Trevin Gradney, had a shot at him and missed him.
What did they say? What was Coach worried about? Coach Cooper said, if the athletes get open in the open field, we've got challenges. Look at this. You've got him boxed in. He was boxed in, but the cornerback, as you mentioned, Gradney, could not bring him down. He made that look easy with a 1-2 dip move and speed to the corner.
17 yards, first down at the 23. And over the middle, it's caught. And inside the 15. And the catch by Roshan Lacey, just his 4th catch of the year. The Southern California native on this Tennessee State team to bring up 2nd and 1.
Think about who's starting to lead the charge. They're starting to win on first down. C.J. Evans making a miss. Wide receivers getting involved, and Draylon Ellis settling down in the pocket, making plays from the quarterback position. 8th
play of the drive at the Montana 14. And penalty marker is down. This, by the way, is a Missouri Valley officiating crew, and we'll hear from our referee, David Hergert, in a second.
False start. Offense. Number 57. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Backs it up to 2nd and 6.
Second time Connor Meadows has been called for moving too soon. That's a mental error. You know the snap count. Yes, you're a right tackle, but you have to get that down. You're really hurting your team. They were able to overcome it earlier. Let's see if they can do it in this situation again.
2 tight ends for Tennessee State. Draylon Ellis in shotgun. And Ellis, the inside give. Jaden McGill tries to cut it back, and he is handled by Riley Wilson. 3rd of this Montana defense in tackles, the 2nd team All-Big Sky selection for the 2nd straight year after playing his first 3 years over in Honolulu. And a little bit of a change to go from Honolulu to Missoula, Montana.
You think he wasn't looking at a geography class there. He was looking at a football class. But what an impact he's made for this Grizzly defense. Here come the elements, and I'm not talking about the weather. I'm talking about the crowd.
3rd and 7 for Tennessee State. What could be the final play of this opening quarter. Rashawn Lacey in motion. Ellis under pressure. Ellis just gets rid of it and throws it into the stands. Wilson in pursuit. And it's 4th down, and the field goal unit will head out for Tennessee State as the drive stalls.
And the fact they have to settle for a field goal attempt after having 2nd and 1 on the 14-yard line. Jump off sides, can't overcome it. Now you're settling for a field goal try.
37 yards for James Lowry. And it's had an inconsistent year. The transfer from Northern Illinois is 10 for 19. This to tie the game. And Lowry knocks it through with 3 seconds to go in this opening quarter. We're knotted at 3 after Tennessee State goes 10 plays, 57 yards for points. Late in the first, 3-3 in Missoula. This is the final matchup of the first round of the FCS playoffs, and the winner of our game will get South Dakota State. Here is the format for the FCS playoffs. 24 teams in the field, 10 automatic qualifiers, 14 at large. The top 8 seeds get first round byes. And the championship January 6th in Frisco, Texas.
You know, as a player, what you like about that format, it's conference versus conference. You know, the Missouri Valley thinks they run things, and the Big Sky says, no, we run in conference like the Big South OVC with an opportunity to prove that they play good football as well. So 3 teams made it from the OVC.
Xavier Harris on the return for Montana. Takes us to the end of the first. 3-3 as we flip the field and go to the second quarter in Missoula. All right, Kev, we're starting the second, tied at 3, and the freshman Malai Finodian at running back as a deep shot for Logan Fife. Looking to stretch the field, and the catch is made. Big play for Montana. LaKeldrick Bridges, the freshman playing in just his second game of the season, comes up with a 49-yard gain.
And the defensive back, Jalen McClendon, just does not see the ball. The ball is in the air a long time. Had he been able to recognize where he was on the field and look up and spot the ball, he was in good position. But however, he was just kind of lost and just running with Bridges and not playing the ball. Big play for Montana.
It is under review. So if it stands, a 49-yard pass from Fife to LaKeldrick Bridges, the freshman from Cedar Hill, Texas, who had played in only 1 game this season prior to tonight.
That's a catch.
Look where the arm is underneath the football, and yeah, I'm with you. He completed the process for me.
Yeah, I understand. If you leave your feet, you must secure the football through the completion of the act of the catch. He's got that arm fully entrenched underneath. Good job by the freshman with the big play.
And I don't see movement from the football either.
Yeah, I think, you know, natural reaction. And the key is, does he maintain control of that football? Like you mentioned, no movement. Though he leaves his feet, that's a...
Well,
yeah, there it slid a little bit out.
Maybe that replay. So it is under review.
And I think it's the fact that he left his feet, which means you must complete the act of the catch, maintaining control of the football all the way through without the ball moving and being able to show the official the ball.
So it is being checked out again, a Missouri Valley officiating crew. And I see movement heading back to the other end of the field, which is a good indication that this is getting reversed. I don't claim to be the smartest person in the world, but I can figure that out.
After further review, the player did not complete the process of the catch to the ground. It is an incomplete pass. Second down.
Montana crowd doesn't like it, but again, that last replay we saw, Jay, I think we saw it slide. Proof and definitive proof that it was an incomplete pass. It takes the big play of 49 yards away. Second down for the Grizz at their own 30, and it's interesting that Bridges and the running back, Malai Finodi, have played in just 1 game, the true freshman. They will still get their redshirt season this year. And skipping it to the outside is Finodi, and he powers across the 45, or McClendon on the tackle for Tennessee State. Finodi, back in week 3 against Morehead State, had 176 yards rushing on 24 carries. Was the Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week. That's his only action of the season prior to tonight. Breaking tackles and a first down and more for Malai Finodi. And the running back had FBS offers from schools like Hawaii and San Diego State and Army, but chose to go to the FCS level and play for Montana.
And showing you he can be a little spark. He can be a difference maker. I mean, how about that? You're a player of the week, and then the next week you're sitting on the bench, not even dressing, going through your red shirt. Missed opportunity for the sack.
And Fife does get swallowed up. Sanders Ellis finally cleaned him up for Tennessee State. And this is an aggressive defense. When you look at their sack totals this year, they have 28 sacks as a defense coming in. They have 3 players with 5 or more sacks. And this defense averages over 7 tackles for loss per game.
Very active. They're stout up front, and they've got great edge rushers that can really penetrate behind the line of scrimmage.
And Eric George, the son of Eddie George, coming off one end, and Logan Fife, who throws underneath over the middle. It's caught into Tennessee State territory. And the catch is made by Junior Bergen for the Grizz. Gain of 12.
A little bit surprising that Montana has had to go to the passing game as much. But this is a controlled passing game. Good read. Just try to pick up some of the yardage that you lost on the previous play to make it 3rd and short.
3rd and 3 for Logan Fife. And coming back for it right near the numbers, the catch. And that is enough for a first down to Keelan White. A senior from North Vancouver, British Columbia, 2nd team All-Big Sky for the former walk-on.
And now we're seeing Montana offense. This is what they want to do. They want to create tempo and confusion on the defense. So they get a first down. They're going a little bit more tempo, trying to wear out this defense.
The pistol look with Malai Finoti, the running back. Through the line, Finoti, and he's dragged down by Eric George.
Great vision by the freshman here. Going in, this play was designed to go right up the middle, but he saw a crease between his guard and his tackle. And watch the cut. One cut. Get to the side. Run sideways for a little bit. Run to daylight. Nice run by the freshman.
Tight end Evan Schaefer in the backfield with Finoti. Straight ahead, skips over the pile, and he's inside the 25. And Malai Finoti, another first down for Montana.
And he is smooth to be a freshman. I mean, he's making people miss in small spaces, jumping over folks, setting up the holes, making the cuts. What an impact from the freshman.
Gain of 11. Again, it's Malai Finoti, and he gets a couple this time. And he's getting a lot of run here because Nick Ostmo, who has been the backup to Eli Gilman, was injured last week in the Brawl of the Wild against Montana State. And he's run for almost 800 yards this season, but the senior from Portland is out. And that's why Finoti is getting some extensive run on this drive. Fife launches for the end zone. And it's broken up by Jalen McClendon. Terrific play, broke it up from Sawyer Racanelli in one-on-one coverage.
And Jalen McClendon, you have to wonder, what's going on. He's their shutdown, lockdown corner. Fell for that double move in the trail position. A better thrown pass, that's a touchdown getting beat. He's fortunate that wasn't a touchdown, but he's got to pay attention to his keys a little bit more. That's twice we've seen Montana wide receivers get behind him for big yardage plays. 2nd
team all Big South Ohio Valley. McClendon, who was questionable coming into the game. He had an allergic reaction earlier today, and Tennessee State wasn't sure if they were going to have him tonight, but he was good to go. And a 3rd down pass to Eli Gilman incomplete.
What a play by Sanders Ellis, number 12 for Tennessee State. That was a screen that they had drawn up. If he doesn't knock that ball away and deflect it, that probably would have been a big play. Ellis, another freshman playing for Tennessee State right there from Nashville, Tennessee.
39-yard try for Ty Morrison, trying to give Montana the lead. He connected from 39 earlier. And Morrison, he missed it, pushed it to the right. So the drive stalls and the field goal missed by Ty Morrison. In a 3-3 game, Tennessee State takes over. A momentum boost for the Tennessee State Tigers.
You take it any way you can get it here in the postseason. The defense bend, but they didn't break, keeping this game tied at 3.
Conference history in his 2nd go-around at Montana. Also 5 years at UNLV. Over 150 career wins in his 19th season as a college football head coach. And on first down, the handoff, and not much there for Jaden McGill, who's swallowed up by the Montana front.
Good job by winning on first down. He just showed a shot of Coach Hawk. He understands the importance of this, and we talked to him pregame about everything. And it never gets old to him, but you could tell he knew he was going to be in for a fight. He told us it's a pretty good ball club over there at Tennessee State. Still had some jitters a little bit, but knew he had a pretty good football team as well.
Second down and 9. In motion, Gerard Bullock, the tight end, is Draylon Ellis to the outside. It's caught and wrestled down by Keon Loud after the completion to Jalal Dean, and the true freshman on the outside. And it's third down for Montana as Jalal Dean stepped to the forefront here, the senior wide receiver for Tennessee State. 1 for 4 on third down. They'll run it. And driving straight ahead. And forward progress.
Close.
I don't think he got it by the spot. Jaden McGill, the ball carrier. And again, it's the freshman Keon Loud along with Riley Wilson in on the tackle for Montana.
Looks like it's going to be half a yard short. Good stop by the Grizzly defensive line, forcing a punt.
For the punting unit, and Mark Shanuda will send this one away. Junior Bergen, the return man, standing near the Montana 35. And Shanuda with a wobbler, a fair catch, and it's made by Bergen, and Montana will have it at the 33. 3 up, 8:58 to go first half, first round. FCS playoffs in Missoula. The 2008-2009 season, Brandon Fisher. And he made this huge play in the semifinal matchup against Appalachian State for Montana. And as the linebacker there just got a piece of it. And Montana defeated Appalachian State in that game, 24-17. There he is today on the other side of the field as the defensive coordinator for Tennessee State, the son of Jeff Fisher. And Brandon, who played here in Montana, has had experience in the NFL as an assistant. And it has to be a weird day for him coaching against his alma mater.
I'm sure in 2009, this would have been the last team you thought Brandon Fisher would have brought in here to go against his beloved Grizzlies, but he has to be proud of the job that his Tigers are doing, holding this offense to just 3 points in this contest so far.
A 2-year starter for the Grizz and went to 2 FBS championship games. That broken up, incomplete, as Jalen McClendon got his hand in there on the pass intended for Sawyer Racanelli. And this was Brandon Fisher pregame and catching up with his former coach, Bobby Houck.
I mean, absolutely, that's what it's all about. You know, you coach to raise young men so they can go on and have success in life. And I'm sure, although they're competing today, family bonds are there, and Coach Houck is proud of them, except for tonight.
They can resume that friendship after the game.
Yes.
Fife to the outside at second down, juggled and caught by Drew Deck. And the junior from Kalispell, Montana, just his 6th catch of the year. And that'll bring up 3rd and short for the Grizz.
And Logan Fife's done a really good job playing the quarterback position tonight. Called upon to throw the ball a little bit more than anticipated, but I like his decision making, how he's controlled the offense, has not been flustered, and making the right decisions, going the right place with the football.
And Brent Peace, the offensive coordinator for Montana, probably having to adjust, Jay, their game plan because they're steadfast. They want to pound the ball straight ahead.
The defensive line said you're not going to be able to do that. I mean, look at that. I mean, this is 3rd and 1. Montana postseason team, they rush for over 200 yards a game. You figure you just dial it up and they'll get it. Not able to get it on 3rd and 1 against a very game Tennessee State defense. Now a little sense of urgency here, as it looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down. But if you're Tennessee State, be wary of the hard count trying to get you to jump off sides.
And the strength of this Tennessee State defense right in the middle. And some confusion for the Tigers. And Eddie George takes a timeout here with 7:46 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, 12 guys on the field, and they didn't know who they wanted to have in there. And I can promise you, they wanted number 4 to stay on the field, the nose tackle. He's the run stopper. That's Kieran Smith, 6 feet, 340 pounds.
The experience they had, Jay, last week, where Tennessee State basically had to win against Southeast Missouri State. And by their win last week, Tennessee State forced a 4-way tie for the Big South Ohio Valley Conference Championship, and a 4-way tie between Southeast Missouri, Tennessee Tech, and Tennessee Martin. And the first conference title for Tennessee State since 1999. But essentially, that was a playoff game for them last week.
And that's what Coach George said. He liked the way his team responded in that game against Southeast Missouri State, who made it to the playoffs as well, getting that victory. And he hopes they can dial it up again for one more week.
On 4th down, the offset eye. And they'll pitch it. Eli Gilman to the outside. Has the first down, the 4th down conversion for Montana. And the tackle made by Chris Walker on the edge, but moved the sticks for the Grizz.
Wow, that was close because Tennessee State had that play defended pretty well. The cornerback on the outside and a linebacker chasing it. If 48's able to get there just a little bit sooner, that was Chris Walker, that would have been a tackle for a loss. Instead, the Grizz keep the drive alive.
How many times did you hear that? Walker, if only, you could only get there a little bit sooner.
I was the quarterback, man. I was throwing that thing all over the place. I didn't
you got to get rid of it soon.
Get rid of it soon. I've heard that.
And this is Eli Gilman dancing into Tennessee State territory. And he gets 9 more than the second effort. Gets the first down inside the 45. Hard-nosed running from Eli Gilman.
We knew he was too good a runner for them to keep him bottled up forever. And you've got 2 guys going into the wrong gap at the same time. The middle linebackers, Ellis, Nelson. Gilman realizes it, runs to daylight, keeps the legs going. Big play for Montana.
Now the Grizz go empty on 1st down. Logan Fife climbs the pocket. Over the middle, it's caught. Sawyer Racanelli. And the transfer from Washington down to the 30.
Great job by Fife, standing tall in the pocket and delivering a strike. Racanelli's done a good job so far in this first half, being the lead receiver. But take a look at Fife. Looking, going through his progression, step up in the pocket, realizing when you get that much time, your offensive line expects you to complete the football.
Second catch for Racanelli, who's had 5 targets. Now Gilman, who just went over 2,000 career yards, and he's rustled down near the 20. A little bit shy of the first down is Kieran Smith, the first man there, but a great kick out block by Liam Brown, the left guard for Montana. And he became the 8th player in Montana history to reach that milestone of 2,000 yards. And again, it's Gilman through the line to the second level inside the 15.
Pardon me, let's go back a little bit. Before this drive started, in the commercial break, what did we say? That 3 and out that Tennessee State had could be costly. They're keeping their defense on the field too long. A good team like Montana was going to make them pay sooner or later. I think we're seeing it now, an exhausted defense on the field, and Montana is just punching away.
9th play of the drive. Eli Gilman cuts it back, and he spins out of a tackle. He's inside the 10, down to the 7. But Gilman was bottled up, and then it seemed Malai Finoti was able to open things up, and now Gilman following that up with some big runs, gashing this Tennessee State defense.
And I'm going to give credit to the guys up front. The offensive line for Montana, they lost the first quarter, but here in the second quarter, they've been winning their battles at the line of scrimmage.
The cutback by Gilman. Stretches, and he's in. Touchdown, Montana. 7-yard run for Eli Gilman, and the Grizz have taken the lead.
That was a beautiful drive by the Grizzlies. Running the football, coming up with timely conversions on a 4th down conversion. Nice passing. That was a perfect drive. 10 plays, 67 yards. And they cap it off with a touchdown from Gilman.
And a great kick out block by the center, Cade Klimzak, the transfer from Central Michigan. Ty Morrison for the extra point. And with 4:35 left in the half, Montana finds the end zone. And it's Eli Gilman.
Well, you get a chance to get the big guys up front moving. You mentioned the kick out block and a great runner. Oh, he's going to smell the end zone. Gilman in for the score.
who also went over 1,000 for the season on that drive, where he had 39 of the 67 yards leading to that Montana touchdown.
Always a team concept when a running back goes over 1,000 yards. Credit to those guys up front, Botner, Brown, Grumsberg, Casey, and the center,
Klimzak, who had the big kick-out block for the touchdown. The kickoff from Grant Glasgow. And on the return, here comes C.J. Evans for Tennessee State, and he's leveled shy of the 20-yard line as Evans has brought 2 back for touchdowns this year. And the special teams tackle by Geno Leonard, who's celebrating a little bit after the big hit on special teams for Montana. The NCAA FCS championship coverage continues next weekend with second-round coverage beginning next Saturday on ESPN+. For more information, visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships.
Danger zone time, Roxy. This is a dangerous part in this football game for Tennessee State. The offense cannot afford to go 3 plays and out and let this Montana offense get back on the field.
Draylen Ellis to throw on first down. It's caught. Karate Brenson, and he reverses field, cuts back for a short gain. And Brenson, the junior from St. Louis, the transfer from Ball State. Second team all Big South Ohio Valley Conference this year.
When you start to ask yourself, what does Tennessee State have to do to get things going offensively, eliminate the middle errors and jumping off sides and things of that nature. And also, I think they need Ellis to take off. Ellis has to show that he's a threat running the football in this game. He's a dual threat quarterback that can run, make good decisions. But Montana's done a pretty good job of bottling him in the pocket.
2nd and 6 for Ellis, and they'll run it. And off the edge, crashing in, Riley Wilson with a tackle before C.J. Evans could get started.
And that's Wilson coming up from that linebacker position, lining up on the line of scrimmage and just chasing down ball carriers. Coaches described him as dynamic and disruptive. And I think Tennessee State has seen that tonight.
Tennessee State just 1 for 5 on 3rd down. The Tigers have won 3 straight, 7 of their last 8 games into this first-round matchup with Montana. Jordan Gant motions out. Empty backfield, blitz coming. Ellis under heavy pressure and is sacked. Riley Wilson is all over the place for the Grizz.
And they were bringing everybody. They brought Wilson, they brought Cano, they brought Terrell. Just trying to create confusion on that offensive line for Tennessee State. They did not step up. Look at everybody coming. All the linebackers were coming right up the middle. A place that quarterbacks hate getting blitzed from, unblocked blitzers from, or up the middle. Nowhere to go. Big play for this Grizzly defense.
They were just outnumbered, and you only have a certain amount of blockers, especially when you went empty, and Montana capitalized.
But the one thing you have to do as a quarterback, block it inside out. Meaning if somebody comes from the edge of the perimeter, I can see him, I can make him miss. But if you let him run free up the middle, nothing that you can do. And this Tennessee State offense is really putting the defense behind the 8 ball right now, late in this first half.
So another 3 and out. And this is, as you pointed out, Jay, a real danger zone for Tennessee State. Absolutely.
This is what happens when you go on the road in a playoff atmosphere. It's what the defensive coordinator talked about, Brandon Fisher. Momentum swings. The defense is struggling, or the offense starts struggling, then the defense picks it up, and then you lose momentum. One play leads to another. And now Tennessee State be very fortunate to get out of this half only down by 7 points.
3rd 3 and out, 2nd in a row for this offense. James Lowry with the punt and a wobbler toward the sideline and the shank, and it'll be tremendous field position for Montana after the punt. And it'll be at the 36-yard line of Tennessee State after the shank off the side of the foot by Mark Shanuta, the punter. Sunday, 10 a.m. NFL Countdown crew will get you caught up on early breaking stories, injury updates for all the games right up until kickoff. And then Monday night, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, they're in Denver, Week 13. The Browns and the streaking Broncos, 8 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. How about what Bo Nix has done so far this year, the rookie quarterback for Denver?
Probably Rookie of the Year candidate right now, the job he's done.
Short field of the 36.
Watch the deep shot. Would not be surprised if you saw Montana try and go for something towards the end zone.
Empty backfield, and Fife keeps it straight ahead. The quarterback, Logan Fife, down to the 21. 15 yards on the keeper by Fife.
And every play that offensive coordinator Brent Pease is calling is working right now. You want to focus on the jet sweep? Well, a tired defensive lineman is not going to catch a quarterback that's running with a head of steam. This defense for Tennessee State is reeling right now after playing fantastic the first quarter and a half of this game.
Fife was not the starter at the beginning of the year for Montana. Stevie Rocker Jr., the Arizona transfer, is drilled in the backfield. Keandre Booker with a tackle for loss and a much-needed play by this Tigers defense. Timeout. 2-minute timeout. So a loss of 4. 2nd and 14. 10-3 Montana late in the first half. Yeah, Kev, Eddie George wasn't too thrilled with the outcome in Columbus today. And it's 2nd down, and Logan Fife, the run straight ahead. Stevie Rocker Jr. inside the 20. There is a penalty marker down back near the line of scrimmage. It's been a relatively penalty-free here in the game here in the first half.
Illegal formation. 5 men in the backfield. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
First penalty against Montana.
Yeah, the officials have been letting them play a little bit, and it's an illegal formation. I like to call that a mental error, not knowing your assignment where you're supposed to line up. Fortunately for Tennessee State, that takes away a pretty successful shovel pass play from the Grizzlies.
Makes it 2nd and 19.
And I've been saying before, I'm pretty sure Montana State's going to go for a knockout blow here. They're going to take a shot at the end zone sooner or later.
Logan Fife, he'll keep it. And the quarterback is leveled by Ahmad Nelson, the leading tackler on this Tennessee State defense, to force 3rd and long.
Yeah, that one there, kind of a head scratcher there. I guess you run the ball now, you pick up enough yardage, and if you have an incomplete pass or something, you're in field goal range, even though it's a longer field goal. But I would think you got a defense on the ropes. You test their secondary.
This is a big sequence for Tennessee State. If they can get a stop, they will get the second half kickoff.
Absolutely. Can their secondary hold up? And they've been picking on number 8 all night, McClendon, against number 6.
Empty backfield, Logan Fife. Good protection. Fife now will look to take off and run. Fife cuts it back, and he's brought down shy of the first down. As it's Ahmad Nelson who finally got to him. It's 4th and short. We'll see what Montana wants to do.
You take the points. This is the postseason. You have a chance to put a team down by 2 possessions. There's nothing that says in this situation you go for it. If you're Tennessee State, make sure you don't jump off sides.
They're going for it. 4th and 3. Under center is Fife.
I'm trying to get him to jump. Nothing about this says you don't go ahead and take the points right now.
And the clock down around 15 seconds now. And timeout taken by Bobby Houck in Montana, and you read that one all the way.
Every now and then I get it right. I know a little football. I can think like a coach right there. And Coach Houck has been around the block too many times to realize if you get an opportunity to put a team down by 2 possessions in the postseason, you absolutely take it almost 100% of the time.
So 4th and 2 coming up, and the field goal unit heading out there for Montana. 10-3 the Grizz lead it. And this could be a big momentum swing for Tennessee State. If you can get the stop, even limit them to a field goal, Jay, you're getting the kickoff to start the second half, so you could play right back into the game.
Right into it. A field goal makes it a 1-possession game. Again, you score a touchdown, you put the pressure on Montana. So Tennessee State defense has done a good job with their backs against the wall, and it could make for an interesting second half.
And the field goal is good. Ty Morrison now 2 for 3, connects from 31. And with 10 seconds to go in the half, it's a 2-score lead, 13-3 Montana, the number 14 national seed, leading Tennessee State.
And I'm sure there's still some concern amongst Grizzly fans. Only up by 10 here at home when you're a top national seed, 14th in the country. But this Tennessee State team has been game. And Montana not been able to put them away like happens so often when you've got a better team that's supposed to be better on paper and has the experience. Tennessee State has hung tough, and Coach Hop's going to have to go in there and tell his Grizzlies, hey, we got to keep our foot on the gas pedal against these guys.
Montana's run 19 plays inside Tennessee State territory, while the Tigers have run just 5 in Montana territory so far.
Been a little one-sided, but hard fought and competitive game, and we still are yet to see the big play that so often makes an impact in FCS playoff football games.
Short kickoff from Grant Glasgow, and it's loose. Montana has it. Diving on the loose football, and it's the Grizz. The pooch kick works for Montana, and it's Tyson Rostad recovering the pooch kickoff that confused Tennessee State.
And that's the coaching right there and the experience. Why kick the ball deep to C.J. Evans, who's a dangerous return man? Do a little pooch kick. If you don't recover, Tennessee State's going to take a knee, but not able to come away with it. And Montana with an opportunity yet again to maybe increase their lead a little bit more going into the halftime.
Tennessee State had a couple of opportunities to smother it. They could not. And then it is Rostad, the sophomore from Hamilton, Montana, recovered the pooch kickoff. Montana has 1 timeout, 7 seconds left in the half, and the offense heading out there, and we'll see what their offensive coordinator Brent Peace has in mind.
Take something quick. I don't think you go for the end zone. I think you go for something quick here. Try to pick up a couple yards and maybe shorten the length of the field goal try.
It would be 50 from here, and Montana calls a timeout.
Now you go to the end zone.
So running out there with the offense and then burning your last timeout. 7 seconds left in the half, and Ty Morrison, who's the kicker, his longest this year is 48 against Weber State, and he's missed one tonight. He's 2 for 3.
And I don't know if that's the way they drew it up there, wasting a timeout after you recover an onside kick, but now maybe they want to talk about what they want to do. But it's the constant pressure on this Tennessee State defense once again.
Montana has outgained Tennessee State so far, 193-77, and they have run 14 more plays than the Tigers.
You run it, then try to spike it.
Logan Fife steps up under pressure, and Fife chucks it out of bounds, and there are 2 seconds left in the half. And the pressure coming from Chris Walker off the edge, and now the field goal unit heading out for the Grizz. This will be a 50-yard try, and again, Morrison's long this year is 48.
On a cold night here in Missoula, Montana.
He is 14 for 20 overall this season. Fife, the quarterback, is the holder. And a 50-yard try to close the first half for Montana. Ty Morrison has the leg, and it is good, a season high. Ty Morrison, a 50-yard field goal. And the special teams breakdown costs Tennessee State here at the end of the half.
Absolutely did. And good execution by Montana to realize, let's take a chance with the pooch kick. They get the recovery, and in the half, with the field goal, career-long field goal, to extend the lead. Going into the locker room, taking a little bit more momentum from this Tennessee State Tiger team.
Morrison, 3 first-half field goals. Bobby Houck and the Grizz, the number 14 national seed, leading the co-champs out of the Big South, Ohio Valley Conference. Tennessee State, 16-3 at the half, where it's about 30 degrees here in Missoula. Setting up for a great second half as we go to Kevin Connors and Trevor Matich in the studio with a halftime report. Watching the FCS playoffs on ESPN, a look at gorgeous Missoula, Montana, University Hall right here on the campus of the University of Montana as the number 14 national seed, leading Tennessee State 16-3 as we're getting ready to start the second half at Washington-Grizzly Stadium. Along with Jay Walker and our ESPN crew, Roxy Bernstein with you. And in the second quarter, Montana started to assert themselves. What changed in your eyes?
I think the Tennessee State offense kind of did the defense no favors. They only accumulated 1 yard of offense in the second quarter. A good offense like Montana got their groove going. They found their rhythm, and they created a little distance between them and the Tigers.
And some field goals from Ty Morrison, who made 3 in the first half. But the ground game for Montana, that's what they've done all year, Jay. And they started to get it going there and took advantage of a tired defense.
Absolutely. And, you know, their number is 200 rushing yards per game. They went 116 yards in the first half, most of that in the second quarter. So they started to gain control of the line of scrimmage a little bit and started playing Montana football the Bobby Houck way.
So Bobby Houck's team, no stranger to the postseason in the FCS playoffs for the 4th straight year. And the FCS record, 28th appearance. And Eddie George, the Big South Ohio Valley Conference Coach of the Year, has the Tennessee State Tigers back in the postseason for the first time in 11 years. And their first conference championship since 1999. As another special teams breakdown as C.J. Evans is holed up back inside the 15-yard line.
One of the keys, you know, you talked about how Montana got control of this, and they found a way to get creative running the football. They brought in the freshman to get him going, running the football. He did a good job of a different change of pace, and then they went to Old Faithful, Eli Gilman, who rushed for over 1,000 yards this season. He became the guy that you can hang their hat on to get this offense finding their rhythm.
Your first half numbers. The ground game again got going for Montana in the second quarter, and not only did Gilman go over 1,000 for this season, as Jay told you, but 2,000 for his career. Worst starting field position of the night for Tennessee State, as Karate Brenson's wrestled out of bounds after a short pickup. Ryder Meyer shoved him out.
And offensive coordinator Travis Partridge electing going empty backfield, getting Draylon Ellis going here in the second half. They're going to need his arm and legs to get back in this football game.
He's 7 for 10 through the air tonight, and they'll run it on second down, and nothing there for C.J. Evans.
That's right.
Ryan Tyrrell and Hayden Harris there for Montana.
Montana's kind of geared up to stop the run, and they want to get you in third in these situations where they can blitz their linebackers and try and create chaos within your offensive line. If you go empty, you open it up, but you put a lot of pressure on your front 5 to be able to block them.
Tennessee State 1 for 6 on third down tonight. Draylon Ellis. Montana brings the blitz. Ellis quickly gets rid of it, and it's Brenson with the catch. And out near the 30, a first down to Karate Brenson. And it moves the sticks, and a much-needed first down for Tennessee State.
Absolutely. And get the ball to Brenson. 2 catches on that one. Take a look at the route by the wide receiver and the catch. Look at the hands. Catch it with your hands first. That gives you the ability to pick up the necessary yardage for first down. Big play by Karate Brenson. They really needed that, as you mentioned.
Just a 5th first down for Tennessee State tonight. C.J. Evans, the running back, for Draylon Ellis in shotgun. From the Tennessee State 29, where Sean Lacey motions. And the quick hit over the middle, it's caught. And out across the 35 to Jalal Dean. Ronald Jackson in coverage. The Akron transfer from Montana, now Tennessee State with tempo.
And they're doing something to simplify the game for Draylon Ellis, because he's making quick decisions with the football.
Quick hit to the outside. Again, it's Dean with the catch, and a first down out across the 40 for the Tigers.
I like the adjustment so far at halftime, what they've come up with. We're going to open it up. We're going to ride our quarterback, who's our best offensive weapon. We're going to go with him, and he's rewarding them, making quick decisions, and maybe starting to see things a little bit more clearly. But I do anticipate when that happens, once you get around midfield, Montana's going to try and cause some confusion and bring a blitz. And normally that's in the form of number 42, Riley Wilson.
3 straight wins, 7 out of 8 for Tennessee State, but they trail 16-3 early in the third. Blitz coming, and they'll run it, and tripped up. C.J. Evans got back to the line of scrimmage. Ryan Tyrrell off the edge, the senior from right here in Missoula. The 6-year senior is working on his MBA, working on that tackle.
And we talked about some confusion, and here's how they confused you. This is a running play, right? You're running uphill. They've got everything going to the left. They've timed up your snap count, and you call a running play to the left, creating a negative play. Great job by the defensive coordinator, Roger Cooper, of dialing that up.
Second down for Tennessee State. O'Shawn Lacey motions. Traylon Ellis avoids the rush and then goes down. Hayden Harris, the UCLA transfer who leads this Montana defense in sacks, adds to his total and a loss of 9.
The pressure from the outside couldn't get there because Ellis saw it in time. But good pass rush by committee. Once he makes one guy miss on the outside and Terrell, you saw Hayden Harris able to finish the job off. Another tackle for a loss for the Grizzly defense.
Harris came up huge in the postseason run last year for Montana. 3rd and 20 for Ellis. And the quick hit over the middle, it's complete. Gerard Bullock gets back to maybe the original line of scrimmage before Trevin Gradney in on the tackle. And the drive stalls and the punting unit heading out for Tennessee State.
And you need your special teams to show up now. They called the screen pass to get it closer. You've got the ball in the 40. You've got to be able to pin Montana back inside their own 20-yard line. Don't give them great field position. See if special teams can come up with something big to try and back up the Grizzlies.
Mark Shanuda punting for Tennessee State, and Junior Bergen the return man for the Grizz. Angle toward the sideline, and it takes a sideward bounce right near the 30 into the Tennessee State bench. And a Montana football up 16-3 early in the third, first round FCS playoffs in Missoula. Here's a look at next weekend's conference championship lineup on ABC. It starts Friday. The American Conference Championship, Tulane against Army. The Big 12 still waiting for that final spot against Arizona State. Saturday at noon Eastern on ABC. Then at 4 Eastern, the SEC Championship, Georgia and Texas. And the nightcap in the ACC, Clemson and SMU in a wild day in the ACC today. First down for Logan Fife, and the down-the-line screen goes to Junior Bergen, who picks his way out across the 40. There's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage as Bergen races into Tennessee State territory, but will check the penalty.
It's going to be a holding on the slot receiver on the edge, bringing back a fantastic play.
Holding. Offense. Number 2. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Drew Deck guilty of holding and wipes out the big play to Bergen. So it's interesting in those championship games as we take one more look at the play.
And you see he has to hold right here because this is a good recognition on the play by the free safety Boogie Trotter. He gets turned around, and if he doesn't hold him, he blows up that play.
This will back it up near the 20-yard line for Montana. It's interesting to note, Arizona State first year in the Big 12 in the Big 12 championship game. Texas first year in the SEC in the SEC championship game. SMU.
I knew you were going there.
Yep.
First year in the ACC.
And they're in the championship game. And the pass complete. And stepping out of bounds is Deck as he was escorted to the sideline there. Montana fans wanted a flag. Jordan Helton pushed him out.
And that was nice execution on that play right there. It was just a 5-yard out route, but you knew the wide receiver on the outside, Keelan White, realized, hey, if the inside slot receiver catches the ball, then I turn around, make a block, spring him for an extra 5 yards after the catch.
2nd and 11 after the 9-yard gain. There's numbers for Fife tonight, 8 of 14, 87 yards. And on second down, Fife trying to run, and the quarterback lost the football, and Tennessee State has it. Chris Walker recovers the fumble, and a huge play, the force from Meonte Kimbrough, and Tennessee State gets a break they desperately needed.
Well, Fife had done a really good job of escaping the pressure as Tennessee State tried to bring an exotic defensive line blitz with a twist. One of the few times we see him twist, but as he gets exposed beyond the line of scrimmage, Meonte Kimbrough, number 93, comes up with the big strip. And as you mentioned, Tennessee State desperately needed that.
That is the 11th fumble recovery for Tennessee State this season and 19th total takeaway. And they take over at the Montana 37. Opportunity for the Tigers to get back into the game here. Traylon Ellis with C.J. Evans, the running back. Ellis, the deep drop. Throws it toward the sideline. Open is Brinson. He's got it inside the 10. Breaks a tackle. Karate Brinson sets up 1st and goal for Tennessee State.
Best execution of a play in the passing game for Tennessee State. The offensive line did their job. Plenty of time, and you see the quarterback Ellis go through his read from the left, and you see Brinson once again find a soft spot in the zone defense of Montana. The Tigers are moving the ball.
Biggest play of the night for Tennessee State, a gain of 30. 1st and goal to 7 for Traylon Ellis. Movement up front, they blow it dead.
Again, 57 in white. 3rd time in this game he's jumped offsides.
False start.
False start.
Offense. Number 57. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
And he's a first-team All-Big South Ohio Valley offensive lineman.
And he's hurting his team right now. When they moved the ball in the red zone in the first half, it was 2nd and 1. He moved earlier to make it 2nd and 6. This time you've got 1st and goal on the 7-yard line, and you get backed up to the 12.
So after the turnover and the big play, the penalty moves it back. 1st and goal from the 12. Traylon Ellis lobs it for the corner of the end zone, trying to get it to Karate Brinson, and he was smothered out there by Jace Kluswich, and it's 2nd and goal.
When you get down in the red zone, and particularly inside the 10-yard line, yards are so hard to come by. If it's 1st and goal from the 7, a big difference between 1st and goal from the 12-yard line. I think right now what you have to do, you have to settle for something short, because Montana's going to back everybody up to the goal line, and then put yourself in a position to go into the end zone on 3rd down.
Play clock inside 10 for Ellis. A tight formation for Tennessee State. Again, there's movement up front. Is it Meadows again?
Absolutely. They're picking on him. I think the defensive lineman might have tried to get him to jump off sides. That may be the saving grace if they're fortunate enough, but they're definitely doing it by design now.
False start. Offense. Number 89. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
It's not Connor Meadows. It's the tight end Jason Hoth Jr. called for the false start. They'll move it back to the 17 and stay 2nd and goal.
You see, it's something that the Grizzlies like to do. About 3 false starts a game they get on their opponents.
And keep in mind, this, by their standards, is not a huge crowd here in Missoula. Thanksgiving weekend, students aren't here. Blitz picked up. Ellis, the pass short, it's complete. And Rashawn Lacey tripped up after a short gain. It's Ryan Tyrrell, who is the nephew of the head coach, Bobby Houck, in on the tackle. And it's 3rd and goal at the 16 for Tennessee State. Empty backfield for Traylon Ellis. Motioning is Gerard Bullock. Ellis, and it's complete to Karate Brinson. And he gets inside the 10 to the 9, where it's 4th and goal, and the field goal unit heading out for Tennessee State.
Got to take the points, and once again, the mental errors of jumping offside brought the drive to a stall. And if he converts his field goal, that'll take him to 6. And think about the 3 points that Montana was able to steal at the end of the first half.
26-yard attempt for James Lowry, who's connected earlier from 37. And the kick, and it is true. And James Lowry now 2 for 2 tonight. Points after the turnover. 10-point game. Montana, third quarter, leading Tennessee State. The winner gets South Dakota State next week. Leading Tennessee State by 10. We're in Missoula, Montana, where it's right around 30 degrees tonight. Population of just over 75,000, founded in 1866. And some of the notable Missoulians: Dana Carvey, John Elway's got a place here, and Jeff Ament, also a Montana Grizzly, by the way. Of course, the guitarist for Pearl Jam, who was a regular in noontime pickup games with Bobby Houck. The Hoops Court here at Montana. Great basketball history at the University of Montana. And
you're going to mention the breweries. Can I mention Fool's Inn, one of my favorite cigar lounges I go to on the circuit?
You're more than welcome. You just did.
Oh, I did. Did I do that?
And I got no problem with that. Squib kickoff, fielded by Junior Bergen. And Bergen out across the 25, fights his way out to the 30 for Montana. That's where their offense will go back to work. But speaking of Jeff Ament, and here is a picture when they were playing at the United Center in Chicago, wearing Larry Krystkowiak's Chicago Bulls jersey. Of course, Larry, a former Big Sky Player of the Year, played hoops here at Montana, coached the Grizz, which has a great long line of basketball coaches as well. Mike Montgomery, Wayne Tinkle, and now Travis DeCure doing a great job with the Montana Hoops program. But how about that? That fired up Larry.
Now, I know this. Now, it may not be my genre of music, but I know Pearl Jam is big. They're a big deal. And particularly around here, they're a very big deal.
Stevie Rocker Jr., the ball carrier. Penalty marker is down in the area of holding. A 6-yard game, but we'll check the penalty. And we did get a scouting report in Jeff Ament's hoops game, by the way.
Okay.
From the aforementioned Larry Krystkowiak.
Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Solid player. Knew how to play. Played hard.
Defense, number 44. 15 yards added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Eric George, the penalty against Tennessee State that'll give Montana a first down.
One of the rare penalties you'll see, called for a block below the waist.
So the 15 yards tacked on after the Rocker run.
And you'll see here's George. Wow. You get away with that 9 out of 10 times. You just didn't get away with it tonight. Tough break for Tennessee State.
And it moves it into Tiger territory for Logan Fife. Fife, the play action, looking to take a deep shot. Down the field, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to the freshman, LaKeldrick Bridges, who had a long catch overturned in the first half upon review. Tyler Jones, the Missouri transfer, in coverage for Tennessee State.
And once they work Bridges more into the lineup, opposing teams are going to have trouble. He's shown the ability to get behind defenders rather easily. The freshman from Cedar Hill, Texas, and you see the quarterback Fife takes a little pop in the pocket. Kimbrough letting him know he was in the neighborhood.
Second down 10. Logan Fife gives it to Stevie Rocker Jr. Cuts it back, breaks a tackle. Rocker toward the sideline, and he's run out of bounds by Sanders Ellis. Great kick out block by Evan Schaefer, the tight end.
When you play free safety, you're the last line of defense. And number 24, Jordan Helton, you'll see him come down. When the running back gets to you, the play has to be over. Poor angle, missed tackle, allowing an explosive running play for Montana.
Rocker runs for 22. Another shot toward the end zone from Fife, and it's over the head out of bounds for Keelan White. Starting
to understand the game plan, which Montana's trying to exploit. Tennessee State's really good on defense, stopping the run. They're loading the box, bringing an extra guy down. So that means you've got one-on-one outside. You're putting your cornerbacks on an island. You just need your wide receiver to make one guy miss, and you can hit them for an explosive play.
Brandon Fisher has a lot of trust in those corners on the outside as Rocker breaks through, breaks a tackle, dances to the outside, and Rocker brought down near the 20 by Jalen McClendon to set up third and short for Montana.
I'm telling you, the defensive coordinator, Brandon Fisher, he's dialing up the right defense. He called a free safety blitz from 15 yards away, and it was there, but Tyler Jones just not able to make the tackle in the backfield, and a good running by Montana offensive line.
Brandon Fisher, the son of Steve Fisher, or Jeff Fisher, I should say. And a pass to the outside, and McClendon all over it, chops down Rocker for no gain, and it's fourth down.
Thinking about this, up by 10. Thinking long and hard about it. The offense finding a little rhythm.
Would you go for this?
I believe in points, but I have not been into the postseason or won a championship. I think if Tennessee State just scored 3 points on you, you take the 3 points back.
Empty backfield as Eli Gilman motions out. Logan Fife on 4th and 3. Throws, and it's caught. Cole Grossman, first down, Montana. Grossman had 1 catch all season coming into tonight, has 2 in this first round matchup.
They got the look they wanted. They knew that we could put Grossman in the slot one-on-one versus a linebacker trying to make the tackle. 5 yards and out, easy completion.
Eli Gilman. Penalty marker is down in the backfield as Gilman fighting toward the goal line. But again, a penalty. And Eric George of the Tennessee State defense signaling holding. That's not the official signaling holding just yet.
Holding, offense, number 66, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
When a player reacts like that, he was the one who was held.
Who was held coming. That was the matchup there. Casey versus Eric George. And unfortunate, you know, for them to call holding on a run play, it's got to be blatant. And you take a look there at Brandon Casey going against George. And, oh, yeah, that tug right there.
Yep.
And that's a good call by the official because George would have been in a position to make a tackle.
43rd career start for Casey tonight. 2-time first team All Big Sky. Logan Fife on first down over the middle, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Eric Barker. And he was well covered on the play by Boogie Trotter, the nickelback for Tennessee State.
And the coaches really like Boogie Trotter. They say he's the best defensive back with the most unlucky situation. Mentioned he dropped probably 8 interceptions on the season.
Is that why he's playing defense?
Good wide receiver can't catch. But they say he has the best hands on the team. How does that work?
He does have 3 interceptions.
He's got 3, but he dropped 8.
First team All Big South Ohio Valley Conference, Boogie Trotter. 2nd and 20 at the 22 for Logan Fife. And Eli Gilman skips it to the outside, breaks a tackle, and he's run out of bounds by Tyler Jones. And another good run from Gilman.
So he is something to bring down in the open field. And they had Jalen McClendon on an island. Number 8, the cornerback, has to make this tackle in the open field. He's in good position. But Gilman makes him whiff. And Tyler Jones has to come over to finish off the defense.
It's been a number of times tonight that defenders for Tennessee State have been in position and unable to make the tackle in space. Logan Fife fires, and it's incomplete. It's a miscommunication. Keelan White, the intended target, and it's Boogie Trotter in coverage. And now the field goal unit headed out for Montana. Ty Morrison 3 for 4 tonight. This will be a 30-yarder from just inside the hash mark. Morrison, the transfer from the College of the Canyons, the Valencia, California native. And Morrison connects. 4 field goals tonight for Ty Morrison, extending the lead 19-6. Montana leading Tennessee State late in the third. George on this Tennessee State staff, and what a resource for Eddie George to have Jeff Fisher with his career. You think about the years in the NFL. As a Super Bowl winner as a player with the Bears, longtime coach of the Houston Oilers / Tennessee Titans and the Rams, and now helping out Eddie George and his Tennessee State staff.
And you talk to Coach George about it. He mentions the fact that Coach Fisher, was so instrumental in him getting into coaching and becoming a better coach and somebody that he could rely on. And I'm sure Coach Fisher's so proud of the job Eddie George has done trying to rebuild this Tennessee State program.
Grant Glasgow with a kickoff. C.J. Evans, first-team All-League returner, cuts it back. And he has a nice return out across the 25. And Evans, who's brought 2 back for touchdowns this year. And he brings that one just shy of the 30. And there is again Jeff Fisher. And here he was back in 2008 when his son Brandon was playing here at Montana.
A proud moment. You get the opportunity to see your children win a national championship, getting a natty. So I'm sure this place is special to the Fisher household.
Jeff and Brandon have fond memories of Missoula, Montana. But right now they're focused on the Tennessee State Tigers, who trail 19-6. Draylon Ellis under pressure in the middle screen for the tight end Gerard Bullock, and he is dropped immediately by Hank Noose, the defensive lineman. And there's a lot of NFL tie-ins and professional football experience on this Tennessee State staff. And it's not just Eddie George and Brandon Fisher, but their offensive coordinator, Travis Partridge, played for the Vikings in the CFL. Keith Burns, special teams coach. A lot of NFL experience with his Tennessee State team, as Draylon Ellis throws that one away as he was leveled in the backfield and a late penalty marker for grounding. There was no receiver in the area. Patrick Hayden, the grad transfer from Monmouth, with the pressure.
And in the pocket.
Intentional grounding. Offense. Number 1. The foul is the foul. Lost it down. Third down.
Had he been outside the pocket, you just have to get the ball across the line of scrimmage, but you'll take a look. There's nobody on that side. He's still in the tackle box going straight back. That is by rule intentional grounding, what the rule is there for.
So it's a loss of down and the yardage. 3rd and 16 back of the 28 for Tennessee State. Empty backfield for Ellis. Karate Brenson goes in motion. Ellis under pressure again, and he's sacked. Noah Cashmitter off the edge. His 2nd sack of the year.
They rattle him. Draylon Ellis is rattling. You know, he's dropping back and he's just seeing bodies flying all over the place. That was just a 4-man defensive rush. He had 5 in the block, and his initial drop back. Watch the feet. Happy feet. Up. Taking a spin move for no reason instead of stepping up. He does not know what he's looking at. That's the sign of a confused quarterback that's had a tough day at the office.
Now punting from the end zone. Mark Shanuda launches this one for Tennessee State. Junior Bergen back near midfield. Sidesteps one tackler. Has a lane. Junior Bergen down the sideline. Cuts it back. Touchdown Montana. 7th career punt return for a touchdown. Junior Bergen. 2nd this year.
The momentum swings that we talked about in this game are happening, and for Tennessee State, it's been a letdown of their special teams unit on both sides, kicking the ball, receiving the ball, and tackling. And Montana's pulling away.
Now they're lining up like they're going for 2, but the kicker is out there, Morrison. And now he motions out. They are going for 2. Logan Fife keeps it, runs it in. The 2-point conversion. He is the regular holder, and the starting quarterback runs it in for 2, and it's 27-6 Grizz.
They're just emptying the playbook of everything they thought they saw on film that they may be able to do with good execution. It all starts with a fantastic return by Bergen, setting up the blockers, no holding. And once he lines up the kicker, you know, that's lights out.
52-yard punt return for a score, and it wasn't a bad punt by Shinuda. The problem is, Jay, he outkicked his coverage.
And they set up return. You know, normally you get a punter in the end zone, you think punt block. They set up the return, and just a good job of setting up the punter by Junior Bergen. And this here, right here, they just had a number count. I mean, they get scouted. You had guys out there with nobody to block. They had 4 people to block 2, enabling Logan Fife to walk into the end zone.
And now a 3-touchdown lead for the Montana Grizzlies. 1:28 to go in the third. And the winner of our game will travel to South Dakota State and get the 3 seed in the second round next week. And of course, that name resonates with Montana fans because that was who they played in the championship game last year. And the short pooch kickoff from Grant Glasgow again. And ready for it this time is Craig Cunningham for Tennessee State. Breaking tackles. There goes Cunningham. Cunningham off to the races. Cunningham caught inside the 15. Penalty marker is down. But a great return. Craig Cunningham, backup running back, the sophomore from Memphis, but we'll check the flag.
Sideline warning. Tennessee State bench. There's no yardage penalty for this infraction. First down.
So it's just a warning. The next one becomes a penalty in yardage.
Yes, and would have taken this great return back. But a good job of, they knew the pooch punt was coming. This time they went to block somebody, told him make the catch, gets another block there. And a great job by the Tennessee State special teams making a play after so many mishaps earlier in this contest.
At the 12-yard line after a 63-yard return from Cunningham. I know I'm really going out on a limb, Jay. Tennessee State has to put it in the end zone.
Absolutely. It's 4-down territory as well.
9th play in Montana territory tonight for the Tigers. On the half roll, Draylen Ellis for the end zone, and a penalty marker is down as the intended target, Gerard Bullock, got tangled up with Jackson Lee.
Easy call for the official to make. And started with the protection.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 25. Rolling place in the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
A break for Tennessee State. Bullock, the intended target, the tight end. Spent the last 2 years at Austin Peay. Began his college career at Dayton. And now it's 1st and goal at the 3. Draylen Ellis to throw. Ellis over the middle, and it's caught for a touchdown. Cutting across the back of the end zone. And the grab by Karate Brinson, his 5th touchdown catch of the year, and a much-needed touchdown for Tennessee State.
Absolutely was, and a great catch by Brinson. And we've highlighted his hands. He has a huge catch radius. This was a tight window to get this throw in. Had he tried to catch it with his body, the ball would have been deflected, but he caught it out in front.
23rd touchdown pass this year for Ellis. Now some confusion.
And don't chase the points here.
And Tennessee State is going to have to take a timeout potentially.
Or delay a
with the play
game.
clock winding down because
take delay a game.
The field goal unit went out there to kick the extra point, but the offense stayed on the field.
Yeah, for some reason they thought they were going for 2, but I think in this situation, you just need the 1. If you make 1, you're down. You're down by 14 points, which is 2 touchdowns. So take the delay game. They got confused. Don't burn a timeout because you're trailing and you don't know if you're going to need that. Take the delay game and have faith that your field goal kicker can make this.
And now they send the field goal unit on.
Okay, now I'm confused.
So they moved the ball over to the left hash of the 3 for the extra point. So the delay of game call. They did not take a timeout. They let the play clock expire, and now from the angle, James Lowry connects on the extra point, and it's a 2-touchdown game. Craig Cunningham, the long kickoff return off the pooch kick attempt, and then Draylon Ellis finding Karate Brinson for the touchdown.
Let's look at this touchdown. Look at this tight window and watch how Brinson catches the ball out front with his hands. If he doesn't catch that cleanly with his hands, the defensive back is able to knock it away. But we've talked, strong hands kept the ball out front, not allowing Ronald Jackson, the defensive back, to separate his hands. That's a big-time catch, and we've seen Brinson make those type of catches in this game.
This Tennessee State team, they didn't panic, and now they're back within 2 touchdowns with 1:02 to go, and essentially played a playoff game in beating Southeast Missouri State last week. And they built a 21-0 lead last week against Southeast Missouri. And Draylon Ellis, a couple of touchdown passes, touchdown run. They had a defensive touchdown as Keandre Booker had a scoop and score. But they had to win to get a share of the conference championship, which they did, as Junior Bergen on the return. Bergen trying to skip it to the outside. Spins out across the 40, where he's wrestled down. Another strong return from Bergen. The NCAA FCS championship coverage continues next weekend, with second-round coverage beginning next Saturday on ESPN+. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. And our winner will get South Dakota State. This is the last spot available in the second round. Every other game in the first round has been completed, going late into the night in chilly Missoula. Underneath, the pass complete, and it's the tight end, Cole Grossman, for a short pickup from Logan Fife, and he's thrown down by Sanders Ellis, the true freshman linebacker. The finalist for the Jerry Rice Award, which is awarded to the National Freshman of the Year. On second down, Logan Fife runs toward the sideline and steps out shy of midfield. And he'll bring up third and about 4 with 23 seconds remaining on the third quarter clock here in Missoula.
And once again, that part of the game where can the defense get the stop. Earlier in this game, they were making stops on third down, getting the offense the ball back. But since about the 6-minute mark of the second half, the defense has struggled to get off the field. Big play here in this contest for the Tennessee State defense.
Time has run out on the third quarter clock. We're headed to the fourth. Number 14 national seed Montana up 27-13 on Tennessee State. We start the fourth in Missoula with Jay Walker and our ESPN crew. Roxy Bernstein with you. Missoula, Montana. Look at historic University Hall, the classic administration building right here on the flagship campus in Missoula. Land-wise, the second largest city in the western United States. Third down for Montana as we open up the fourth. Logan Fife under pressure, and Fife lost the football. Picking it up. Sanders Ellis inside the 20. Ellis down near the 10. Chris Walker forced the fumble. He recovered a fumble earlier in the game. Opportunistic defense for Tennessee State comes up with another big play.
And they brought the blitz, and I'm going to give credit to Ahmad Nelson, number 7. He came on the linebacker blitz. Watch this hit right there, and you, as a quarterback, you hear that hit, you think, I've got to get out of here. He panicked, scrambled, didn't secure the football, and Sanders Ellis, the talented freshman, with the scoop and return.
They had a scoop and score last week against Southeast Missouri. They almost had another. +2 in the turnovers tonight for Tennessee State. A pistol look. C.J. Evans, the running back. And keeping it, Traylon Ellis to the corner, and he's in. Touchdown, Tennessee State.
Did you blink? If you blink, you missed it. Tennessee State, the boys from Nashville, Jefferson Street to be exact, are trying to make this a ball game here in the fourth quarter.
Third rushing score for Ellis on the season, who threw for a touchdown pass in the third quarter. And Eddie George's Tennessee State Tigers are back within one score. Extra point for James Lowry. The Logan Fife fumble. And the touchdown run by Ellis, and now Lowry the extra point. And it's a 7-point game early in the fourth quarter. And from down 3 touchdowns, Tennessee State's now just down 1 touchdown.
Yeah, it started with the noise created by the linebacker Nelson, and then a great job by the other linebacker on the inside, Sanders Ellis, and a great job on faking the ball on the handoff and turning on the Jets was Traylon Ellis. Who's more fired up? Are the players more fired up, or is Coach Eddie George fired up?
There's a lot more energy, that's clear, on the Tennessee State sideline. And a team that was trailing big, they're back in this game.
They got to 27-6 and you thought it was over with, you know. But and you mentioned something there. Tennessee State was up by 21 points a week ago and almost gave away that lead. Well, this time when that happens, you say, hey, we've been up, let's put the pressure on them and try and come from behind.
Line drive kick that skips, fielded by Xavier Harris, and Harris has a lane. Harris cuts it back and into Tennessee State territory. And unfortunately for the Tigers, another special teams breakdown.
They have been outplayed on special teams. At one point we said they were -3. We'll make it -6 now. Putting this defense on its heels. And I like the design. You go with the squib kick. You do that because you want to keep somebody trapped in the middle of the field. But they do not do that. Do not take on blocks getting pushed around by Grizzly blockers. Another big play on special teams for Montana.
And a change at quarterback for the Grizz. Keali'i Ayat, the redshirt freshman from Kaneohe, Hawaii, takes over at quarterback. He was the starter at the beginning of the year. And the freshman from Hawaii, Malai Finoti, with a 9-yard run.
Yeah, you know what? It's getting chippy on the field now because Tennessee State has made this a game again.
Keali'i Ayat, who's made 5 starts this year in each of the first 4 games. His dad is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Brian here played at the University of Montana in the mid-90s. And on second down, they'll give it to Finoti. And he has a first down. And Malai Finoti to the 32 of Tennessee State.
And make the adjustment if you're Tennessee State. When you've got Ayat in as a quarterback, probably in these conditions not going to throw the ball a lot. He's more of a dual threat. And you've got the freshman running back that's in the backfield. They're going to run the ball. Dial up your run blitz. Try and clog up the lanes, because I doubt they're going to jeopardize having 2 freshmen in control.
At the 32, 1st and 10 for the Grizz. And it's Finoti, stood up and driven back by Sanders Ellis. Nice surge for the Tennessee State front. Loss of 2.
I think that's what you have to do. You have to take a chance. You've been playing with your cornerbacks on an island all game. Keep them on an island and crowd the box and say, you know what, we're not going to allow Montana to run the football.
What do you think of the quarterback change here by Bobby Hauck?
Not going to question anything Bobby Hauck does. He saw something that he wanted to do. He wanted to ensure ball security from the quarterback position.
As Logan Fife did fumble twice. Ayat from the gun. And they'll try the fly sweep. And turning it upfield. And Xavier Harris inside the 30. And he gets down to the Tennessee State 26-yard line.
And when we talked about quarterback play, we knew we'd see Ayat at some point in the game, but we thought Fife was playing well enough that we may not But that's been the one question mark they've had. They've not had the consistency at the quarterback position that they've had in years past.
You go this late in the season and neither Fife nor Ayat has really separated themselves, even though Fife has started most of the games recently. Gilman checks back in a running back. 3rd and 4 for the Grizz. Now an empty backfield for Montana. Penalty marker is down. Ayat pass incomplete for Cole Grossman. And late trying to get off the field was Kieran Smith. And Tennessee State, probably with too many men on the field, will be a 5-yard penalty, which would result in a Montana first down.
Defense, 12 down the field. 5 yards to the previous spot, results in a first down.
Eddie George trying to argue to one of the officials that, well, they substituted, so we can too. The problem, though, was it was so late, Smith trying to get off the field.
Yeah, see, but there's indecisiveness. So that's the key when you've got Blaylock that's trying to come off. He stops in the middle of it. Look, I mean, they're doing this again. This is another late substitution.
On first down, and swung around. And Gilman has nowhere to go. Handled by Cameron Blaylock, who was the late sub onto the field for Tennessee State.
And Blaylock's the guy they like to stuff, to be the run stuffer in the middle of the defense. Fortunately, it wasn't called for a face mask on that. You can see the big fella's tired right there in the middle of the defense.
Well, he just ran on the field.
It's a lot for a nose tackle to do that much running back and forth.
2nd and 10, Ayat. The quarterback change on this drive for Montana. He got some playoff experience last year, played in 3 playoff games, but preserved the redshirt season. Eli Gilman spins out of a tackle and then runs into a whole gang of Tennessee State defenders. Boogie Trotter there, along with Chris Walker. They'll set up 3rd down for the Grizz.
I liked how they used the jet sweep motion the last time they were in a situation. Obvious pass, little misdirection. We know that Ayat can hurt you running the ball with his legs.
Third and 9. Harris goes in motion. And they shovel it. And Stevie Rocker Jr. to the outside. Tripped up inside the 5. 1st and goal, Montana.
What a play call. They set it up earlier with the jet sweep. And Tennessee State could not afford to fall for that jet sweep again. One man trailing.
Officials timeout for an injury.
Rocker, the running back, and they slipped a little shovel pass in there, the misdirection.
Tyler Jones, the injured Tennessee State player, getting attended to by the medical staff. 1st and goal coming up for the Grizz. Yeah. Off the field under his own power after making that tackle, the Missouri transfer who leads Tennessee State with 4 picks this year. But the nice pass, the shuffle pass to Stevie Rocker Jr. setting up 1st and goal. Ayat under center, and they try to go quick count, but they blow it dead. No penalty marker is down, but they were not ready for play.
Game clock operator, please set the game clock to 10:17. Thank you.
I should point out where Ayat and Malai Finodi are from, the island of Oahu in Hawaii. It's 75 degrees there. It's not 75 degrees here.
They would rather
We've dipped into the 20s now here in Missoula. It's 27 degrees in Missoula right now. Under center, Ayat. And
fumble.
Losing the football.
Wow.
Eli Gilman lost it. Tennessee State recovers. Sanders Ellis again. The freshman with a 2nd fumble recovery for Tennessee State. And what a swing of events.
You asked earlier about changing the quarterback. And when you change the quarterback, particularly when you put him underneath the center, These are folks that maybe aren't used to getting the handoffs together as often as they had. They develop a rhythm, and it just looked like Gilman never got his hands on that football comfortably. Huge play in fumble recovery for Tennessee State.
Montana was knocking on the door to go up 2 scores. They're a -3 in turnovers tonight. Their 3rd fumble, and Tennessee State has it at their own 11. Draylon Ellis throws it toward the sideline. Karate Brinson knocked out of bounds with a first down catch out to the 27. 16 yards to Brinson, and his 7th catch of the night.
Look at this, and you see Ellis getting comfortable. He's not settling for throwing the ball to the running back coming out the backfield. Went to the 2nd level on that throw, and Brinson's been his go-to man tonight.
First down for the Tigers.
Here comes the blitz.
Quick hit to the outside, dancing it back in. Jalal Dean, another first down for Tennessee State, and that's a pickup of 12, gets up to the 39.
And you really like how Tennessee State, when the wide receivers recognize it's a blitz in man-to-man coverage, they're not settling for the catch. They're making the catch and the run after the catch. They realize, oh, it's man-to-man. I've got time to set up my defender and get more yardage.
Approaching 9 minutes to play in a 1-score game. The winner gets South Dakota State in the 2nd round next week. High snap, chasing it down, and tackled for a huge loss is Jaden McGill. Riley Wilson. 2nd time tonight a poor snap has hurt Tennessee State. This one extremely costly.
Well, they had momentum. You had a quarterback that was getting in rhythm, and the center just airmails it. That's Valbuena, who's the backup center, that just airmails the ball about 8 feet over.
Loss of 21 yards. 2nd and 31, back at the 18. And they blow it dead. Penalty marker is down. And another mistake by Tennessee State.
And that's on Valbuena, the center. The rest of the offensive line was moving back on the snap count. Valbuena delayed and snapped the ball late.
Ball start. Offense. Number 57. 5-yard penalty.
We picked on Meadows a little bit, but look at the rest of the offensive line. They're going to call Meadows for this at the tackle spot. But look at the rest of the offensive line. The ball's supposed to be snapped. They're moving. He's holding the ball.
Second and 36. The screen to Brinson, who's leveled immediately. Ronald Jackson, the corner, steps up with a tackle in space. And it's 3rd and Haver, Montana to go.
Well, what you do, you're going to get some type of quarter coverage, meaning everybody's going to play back deep. If you can find one isolated incident with one-on-one, maybe try and get a pass interference penalty, or you come underneath and just hope that one of your athletes can make a play.
Montana's 5 across, about 20 yards downfield in the secondary. Draylon Ellis on 3rd. And the screen, trying to cut it back. C.J. Evans, and he is wrestled down by Jake Mason, the Washington transfer. And the redshirt freshman with the tackle. And what was a promising start to the drive and a huge break for Tennessee State. But now the drive stalls and the punting unit heading out for the Tigers.
I've got to punt the ball to the very dangerous junior Bergman, who's back there, who already has a punt return this game. And as a punter, you're scared because you want them in the battlefield position. You got to try and catch it all. And I'm sure Montana's going to set up the punt return again.
7 career returns for touchdowns for Bergen. And they changed punters. And here's Bergen making the catch on the move. Bergen cuts it back. And Bergen breaks a tackle. There he goes again. Touchdown. 2nd punt return for a score tonight, Junior Bergen.
Dangerous guy to kick the ball to, and when the defense pinned you back where you had to get all you could to get the battlefield position.
The result of the play is a touchdown. Sideline warning. Montana sideline. The first infraction has no yardage penalty.
The senior from Billings just got inside the pylon. Jackson Foster punted that time, not Shanuda, and the result was the same. 2 punt returns for scores tonight for Junior Bergen. 7th career. Check that, 8th career. And now the extra points. Ty Morrison knocks it through. And it's a 2-score lead again for Montana with 6:21 to go.
Great job by Montana taking advantage, but the story of the night that's going on, poor special teams play from Tennessee State. This one may be costly.
Yourself a night. Junior Bergen, 2 punt returns for scores. Now 8 career, which ties the FCS career record.
And they really need him tonight. At a point where they were going to pull away from this game, he broke it open, and then after Tennessee State put up some fight, made it a 1-possession game, he made it a 2-possession game once again. Hats off to Junior Bergen and the Montana punt return unit.
Did I actually see him do the go to sleep to Steph Curry there at the end?
A little bit early for that, but yes, that's exactly what he did.
What I saw. 6:21 to go, and Bergen with 2 punt returns for touchdowns tonight and a 2-touchdown lead for Montana. And we'll see what Tennessee State has to offer now with Draylon Ellis, their quarterback, as Tennessee State, the only HBCU that's in the FCS playoffs. And here comes the dangerous C.J. Evans on the return for Tennessee State, and he is dropped right near the 25. The second annual SEC-ACC Challenge begins Tuesday nights. Featured matchups. Number 19 Arkansas and the U. Coverage begins 7 Eastern on ESPN2. And our ESPN doubleheader, number 7 Tennessee hosting Syracuse. 7:30 Eastern, followed by number 8 Kentucky and Clemson at Little John Arena. The SEC-ACC Challenge. College basketball coming up Tuesday this week. Injured player for Tennessee State, and now helped up to his feet is Roe Abercrombie, backup tight end from San Bernardino in Southern California, and gingerly being helped toward the sideline, and you can see that right foot in some discomfort. .14 Montana lead. Draylon Ellis. Touchdown pass and a touchdown run tonight for Tennessee State. On the rollout, Ellis dumps it off underneath. Jordan Gantz for a short pickup. Chopped down by Jace Kluswich, the safety.
And I expect pretty much for the rest of this game for Montana, their defensive secondary to stay deep, keep everything in front. They'll try and get some confusion with the linebackers, but I really can't picture them doing too much risky play calling.
Here comes the blitz, and got rid of it quickly to Jalal Dean as the blitz from Geno Leonard, and the big hit delivered to Draylon Ellis. And short of a first down is Dean. Bring up about 3rd and 2.
They're really surprised that Roger Cooper and Tim Hawk, the co-defensive coordinators, dialed up that blitz.
Going quickly. Ellis on the rollout. Will run. No, he throws, and it's juggled and incomplete. Tried to get it to Gant. But Ellis, Jay, had room to run and could have run for the first down.
Absolutely. Thought he second-guessed himself a little bit. But as a quarterback, you're taught if somebody's open that's used to carrying the football, making those catches, get them the ball, maybe they can get you more yards after the catch.
Montana has the #1 4th down defense in the country. Opponents have converted just 4 of 18 4th downs against the Grizz this year.
And they're bringing the blitz.
And it's complete to Karate Brinson, and a first down for Tennessee State.
I mean, he has a set of gloves, and he knows how to use them. The way he's able to catch the ball away from his body, impressive.
On the ball, the Tigers to the outside, and the catch, Gerard Bullock for Tennessee State, and he gets out near midfield, a yard shy of the first down.
They're keeping the clock going, so get up to the line of scrimmage, get some good tempo.
Tennessee State has all 3 of their timeouts. Here comes the blitz. Ellis under heavy pressure, escapes, lobs it down the sideline, and it's incomplete for Gant, but it would have been ruled incomplete anyways because Jordan Gant had stepped out of bounds. And that's why the back judge there threw his hat down on the field, signifying that Jordan Gant did step on the sideline.
Montana was able to drop back 5 in coverage deep and just do a little twist with their linebackers to flush the quarterback out of the pocket.
3rd and 1. Still 10 on the play clock for the Tigers.
Middle of the field is open if you can get some protection.
Pressure off the edge, they run it. And a first down run, Jaden McGill into Montana territory.
Now get up, get the play going right now. The clock's going to stop while they set the chains, and they're going to get that going pretty quickly, so they should have had a secondary play called.
Geno Leonard just got off the field, and the pass out of the backfield complete to Jaden McGill, and he goes out of bounds, and that will be a first down for Tennessee State inside the 40, down to the Montana 36. Motioning out is McGill. Ellis, and it's too high for Karate Brinson. And the coverage from Ryder Meyer of Montana. Clock stops, 3:43 to play.
One of the things we really haven't seen Tennessee State do is utilize the crossing routes. We know at some point Montana likes to blitz the linebackers, whether it's Wilson or Terrell. We'll have a crossing route where you can get some momentum, take advantage of man-to-man coverage, and go to where they vacate the middle of the field.
2nd and 10. Draylon Ellis. And there it is over the middle. C.J. Evans the catch. Breaking tackles Evans down to the 15. 21 yards to C.J. Evans. First down Tennessee State. And Ellis motioning to the sideline. Quick, get me the play.
Yeah. And teams that like to blitz, they're going to leave themselves exposed with linebackers trying to drop back in coverage. Good play design.
From the 15. Jalal Dean motions. Play action. Ellis steps up. Gets rid of it for the end zone. Touchdown. Karate Brinson. His 2nd touchdown catch of the game.
And what a great play by Draylon Ellis. The protection was not there. But this is why defensive hate mobile quarterbacks. Elusive guys that can make you miss. They pressured the pocket. He sidestepped it, moved away, and threw a touchdown.
Andres Lerman had the pressure, just couldn't corral Ellis, who escaped and found Brinson for the score. Now the extra point, James Lowry. And we have a 1-score game again with 3:03 to go. Draylon Ellis, his 2nd touchdown pass of the night to Karate Brinson.
Give me a quarterback that can move, make it hard on the defense. The Tigers still have some fight, y'all.
Five yards and a 15-yard touchdown pass from Draylon Ellis to Karate Brinson. And it's a 34-27 lead for the Grizz with just over 3 minutes to go, and each side has all 3 timeouts. And the short pooch kickoff, and here is Bergen, who's returned 2 punts for touchdowns tonight, looking for a lane, cuts it back, and Bergen finally brought down across the 35-yard line as Montana has the ball with 2:53 to play. Well, Tennessee State made some news They are becoming the first HBCU to have a Division I hockey program. And it'll start as an independent team next season. They hired Dante Abercrombie as the first black male head coach of college hockey at Division I level in partnership with the NHL and the Nashville Predators. And again, they will begin next season Tennessee State hockey. I'm excited about that, Jay. I am. As you know me, I'm a hockey dork.
You're a hockey guy, and hats off to the job they're doing there. And the athletic director, Dr. Mickey Allen, showing some visionary leadership. Good luck to them.
Eli Gilman the carry. And the clock is ticking inside 2:40 after a 5-yard pickup.
They got 3 timeouts. I guess they gained too much yards on that first down play where Coach Eddie George didn't want to call the timeout there.
Plus you have the 2-minute timeout coming up. And it's Keali'i Ayat continuing at quarterback for Montana. And on second down, it's Gilman hesitating. Gilman trying to stretch it out, breaks a tackle. Gilman into Tennessee State territory, breaks a tackle, cuts it back. Eli Gilman into the end zone. Touchdown Montana. 59 yards to seal it for the Grizz. What a run by Gilman, breaking tackles when it seemed Tennessee State had a chance for a loss on the play.
Absolutely. They had him bottled up, but not able to bring him to the ground, didn't play through the whistle. He made him pay. And it's just amazing to me when you get in games like this of this nature where the Stars got to show up and make big plays. And for Montana, the Stars made the plays with Gilman along with Bergen. A little bit too much for Tennessee State to handle. Look at the patience, the setup, the offensive line, couple missed tackles, missed opportunity for Tennessee State to get a tackle for a loss. Grizz in control.
Eli Gilman, who just raced 59 yards for his 28th career touchdown. He's gone over 2,000 yards in his Montana career. And 2 touchdowns tonight, Jay, and that one may have iced it for the Grizz.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. Great play. And you need your big-time players to make those plays when called for. Got off to a slow start in this game, but finished strong.
Grant Glasgow, the kickoff. And C.J. Evans from the 5. Evans breaking a tackle and is rustled down right near the 15-yard line, and a long way to go, and down 2 touchdowns for this Tennessee State offense. A look to next weekend. We told you the winner gets South Dakota State of our game. And how about championship weekend at the FBS level with the American Conference Championship Friday night between number 17 Tulane and Army, their first year in the American. And then Arizona State will either play Iowa State or Colorado in the Big 12 championship. Georgia and Texas in the SEC. We close it out with Clemson and SMU in the ACC next Saturday night. Draylon Ellis steps up. Ellis throws, and it's caught, and with some room to run. Gerard Bullock, and Ellis is still down and hobbling, trying to get up to the line of scrimmage as Bullock getting up to midfield.
Oh, wow, this is tough. It's going to take Ellis some time, and you wonder, can he even protect himself back there? Seems like he's getting a little bit more mobility back, but he seems to be in some pain.
Draylon Ellis, 32 yards on the pass play to Bullock. Now 274 for the night. And Eddie George is calling timeout. And he's going to check on his quarterback. That's why he's taking his timeout with 1:40 to go. And you can see that Ellis is doubled over in pain.
And you see the great individual effort, buying some time as he's waiting. And at the end, seems like that right leg gets caught behind him, possibly that ankle. And he was down in some serious pain.
Hayden Harris for Montana with the pressure and the hit on Draylen Ellis. And just judging by that huddle, Ellis is not coming out of this game.
No, and he's walking pretty good on it, so that's a good sign for Tennessee State.
Well, the good news is that you don't have to put ice on it. It's cold enough.
Cold enough. Bad news is I think Montana, the way they do those twists with their linebackers, probably going to try and bring some pressure.
Huge second half for Draylen Ellis. Here comes the pressure. Hangs in the pocket. Throws it for Brinson, who makes the catch and goes out of bounds. Did he get a foot down? And he did, says our Missouri Valley officiating crew.
Well, he clearly made the catch. Whether or not he was in bounds would be something I'm sure they take a look at. If I was Tennessee State, I'd get to the line of scrimmage pretty early. Oh, he drug that right foot. In college, you only need one.
11th catch for Karate Brinson tonight and 2 touchdowns. 94 seconds remain. Draylen Ellis and Brinson has it dislodged on the hit from Trevin Gradney, the corner. And the second team all Big Sky corner wearing that number 37, which is passed down and earned on this Montana team. If you're a Montana guy, and it's rewarded for hard-nosed, tough playing. The legacy number 37, and now in possession of Trevin Gradney, who just made that hit. Ellis, and it's incomplete. Riley Wilson right in his face with the pressure as Ellis tried to slip it out to Jalen Rouse. And Wilson may have gotten a piece of that.
On the tip, I was a little bit distracted because they moved Karate Brinson into the tight end position, trying to hide him behind the offensive line for quick developing play. But you have to feel like if Draylen Ellis gets in trouble, he's going to look for number 0, who's lined up in the slot right now.
Here comes the blitz. Ellis launches one for the end zone. It's intercepted by Trevin Gradney.
37. What does that mean here in Montana? That you play with heart?
And Gradney with the interception, his second of the season. Hank News was in the face of Ellis with the pressure, and Gradney the interception, and that should just about do it for Montana.
Yeah, when you got an ankle and you're limited with your mobility, try to anticipate early and threw that ball a little bit off target, and Gradney made him pay with an interception that's going to seal this game for Montana.
And just the 8th pick Ellis has thrown this season. And Trevin Gradney wearing that pass down number 37. First team all Big Sky a year ago. He had 5 picks last year, and now with 2 this year. Now Tennessee State does have 2 timeouts, 1:19 to play. And after review, they have determined that Gradney did not take it into the end zone for a touchback. Instead, it's going to be spotted at the 2-yard line for Montana. And if they finish this off again, a rematch of last year's FCS championship game against South Dakota State. And the interesting thing with the way this game is played out, Jay, as Keali'i Ayat continues a quarterback, and there is Gilman behind him in the pistol. And it is Gilman out to the 5. But, Jay, who starts a quarterback for Montana next week?
Questions will be asked. You know, it's almost like in the clutch they decided to go with Ayat to finish this game, probably for the running threat and ball security. But they'll worry about that on Monday. Right now they get to take it all in for 24 hours and get ready for that rematch.
Letting the clock tick away. And for Tennessee State, Eddie George made significant progress with this program. Has him back in the postseason for the first time in 11 years. As Gilman bounces it to the outside, and Gilman will go down as he runs for a first down. conference championship for the first time since 1999. Eddie George, the Big South Ohio Valley Conference Coach of the Year. But he's clearly has this program going in the right direction.
You know, when I had a chance to talk to him, I said, hey, what's next for Tennessee State? And he said, we're going from good to great. He said, we're good right now. We're going to be great. And with the job and the fight we saw from this team right now, you have to have the feeling he's not lying.
They made some great adjustments to get back into this game, but the 2 punt returns tonight for touchdowns by Junior Bergen and rushing for over 300 yards. Montana survives a scare from Tennessee State, and the number 14 national seed will move on to the second round and play South Dakota State. Their 7th playoff win in the last 5 years, and the rematch with South Dakota State from the championship game a year ago.
And do you see the sign of respect right there?
Yep.
I mean, Eddie George, and they came out, they represented not only Tennessee State, but they represented the HBCU community proudly in an effort that came up short. Hats off to Montana, and congratulations on a successful season for Tennessee State.
It's great to see all the Montana players just come running over. They want to meet Eddie George. As we look at this side of the bracket, and Montana will play at South Dakota State next Saturday as the seeds all move on. On this side, Villanova and Incarnate Word. Mercer will play Rhode Island, and North Dakota State will host Abilene Christian in the second round. All those matchups again next Saturday. But congratulations to the Montana Grizzlies. They get win number 9, and they advance with special teams and a strong running game.
Yeah, they've got to shore up some things for next week if they want to have a chance of going into South Dakota State to pull off that upset. But it'll be interesting, and that's why they play it on the field in this thing we call the FCS playoffs.
Once again, our final for Missoula. 41-27, Montana over Tennessee State. For Jay Walker and our ESPN crew, Roxy Bernstein from Missoula, thanks for watching this presentation of college football.